Folks, welcome to race number 7 of the Bwoah Racing League Season 5. I'm your host Sarthak alongside Dalvin. As always, we head to the fantastic new circuit in the game, Jeddah, the Saudi Arabian GP. We can't wait to get things started. We're coming back from a week's break, and Dalvin, right off the bat, I saw your time, which was incredible out on track on Friday. What do you think about the circuit? Give us a few initial thoughts.
Really high speed. There's not much braking zone over here, so you kind of put it in the realms of it's a mixture of Vietnam when it comes to the walls. So it's pretty high speed, and also like Baku, you have the long straights. But at the same time, it's also a little bit challenging for the drivers because you have to take a lot of speed through the high speed corners, the S section, the hotel section, whatever, all the sections. There's like a quick left and a quick right. You got to really nail the corners here to gain that extra bit of time. If you're being a little bit too conservative, sure, you're not going to break your wing, but you're going to lose a lot of time. So interesting to see which drivers have prepared to take the risk and send it into the walls without actually damaging it.
Yeah, well, we'll find out about everything shortly. I'm sure KDB and Baby Shumi are serving their quali bans respectively after accumulating 6 penalty points each. Matt Marquez seems to have retired pretty early on, which is super unfortunate.
I think briefly saw him crashing out of the pit lane immediately as he went out. So probably a little too trigger happy on the throttle. It's a new track after all, so I think a lot of drivers are going to learn that the hard way, especially given how wonky the track limits are in this circuit.
Yeah. But unfortunate regardless, he's not having the best of seasons here in the Bwoah Racing League. For the folks watching, make sure you drop in the chat who you're here for. Who do you think will be on top of the board as we stay on board? Horning, who's on a fast lap.
Yep, so Horning now is pretty much rounding up the first corner here, first and second corner. Nicely done there. This is where one of the faster sections starts. So it takes it pretty conservatively. Definitely don't want to be messing your qualifying right off the bat, and there is still sun out, so grip is not optimal just yet in this track. And seems to be pretty conservative through this S section as well. I think that will do for a banker run. Now down into the second DRS zone here, and a banked hairpin, which is you can carry a lot of speed into that. And he taps the wall. That will definitely give him some damage and ruin his run for the rest of the lap here.
Yeah, unfortunate to see something like that coming from Horning on his first fast lap. He had a little nick with the wall again. Yeah, we still see UK who had come out on the intermediates to lay down rubber as he always does in every race in the Bwoah Racing League. Other significant driver changes is of course Andre, who's stepping in as main driver for the in-game McLaren team alongside Gouts. And just as I say that, he's the fastest one out on track. 1 minute 29.845.
Yep, a solid banker lap there on the mediums. Not sure if he would want to be starting on that or will go for another run as the quali heads towards the end of the day. Probably will see some lower temps. I've never seen a quali in this circuit, quite frankly. So we might see some interesting times coming towards the end of the session here. So 129.4, Avi sets the pace right now. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see times tumble into the 28s or even the 27s in a few minutes time.
Yeah, a couple of more drivers putting in their lap times. Cuba Rabi, another driver in the 1 minute 29s. He's driving for the in-game Aston Martin team today. He still stands firm as the reserve driver for the in-game McLaren team. Interesting driver switches happening all around, isn't it? Gambler here, the reserve driver, alongside his teammate Envy. So Hyrox24 stepping away for today.
Yep. Well, driver changes are a part of the racing as well. So interesting to see what new drivers can do as well when they are partnered up with some seasoned veterans or even the season appearance, the guys who make season appearance as well. So let's see if Envy and Gambler can pull out something together for the Ferrari team today, as well as the others who having new teammates. So Andre and Gouts perhaps. It's interesting to see how their partnership will turn out to be. Have they done enough practice? Are they going to practice the tow around here? Going to be interesting to see that.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Dalvin, Andre, and Gouts are teammates in another league. Used to be teammates in another league. So we can expect quite the partnership from them. They are gunning for the Constructors, the team's championship this season. They're looking incredibly strong. They're in second in the standings, right behind the likes of Ferrari themselves. And Envy's leading that fight as well. And Envy, he's leading the drivers' title fight so far, but still early on, isn't it?
Yep, and anything can happen as we saw in one of the previous races where the Ferrari had double DNF in France. Not the best of outings for the Ferraris now. They've had 2 weeks to reset coming into Jeddah now. And with Harry Rock stepping out for a weekend and Gambler coming in, so perhaps it might just be a refresher for the Ferrari team, and Ron probably would be, a bit relieved that these drivers may have a bit of a rest heading into the next race here.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of Gambler, there we go. He goes out to set a lap time of 132.2. A little bit slow from what I guess. This might just be sandbagging times. They might be doing another run on the mediums later on. That looks like the plan here, but we never know. Some drivers like to go aggressive, whereas some would like to go a bit more conservative on the start.
Yeah, speaking of lap times, Dub, he's been looking as the fastest driver as per the time trials, but of course we know how insignificant they become come race day. By 1 minute 27.719, he's on provisional pole so far. Still staying on board Gambler. He nicks the wall a bit through sector 2, and just over 11.5 minutes left short qualifying.
Yep, Deb there. Just to give a context, it took me about 3 hours in time trial to beat his lap, only by a few milliseconds. And then a day later, KDB went on and beat my time as well. Well, I guess anything can happen in this track. Time trial and a real race itself is pretty different. In time trial, you can definitely run high downforce to compensate for, the high speeds that you want to take in. There's always unlimited ERS over there, but coming into a race scenario here, ERS management, it's gonna be so crucial because you're gonna be full throttle throughout most of the lap, and if you have a high aero here, you're not really gonna be recharging your battery, and you will be prone to be overtaken on the straights, which this track is made of pretty much of straights anyway.
Precisely. As Dub heads into the pits, Big Man Joe's hits a lap time which is third fastest on the board. Sicknick goes second fastest, and we were talking about Sicknick even before today, weren't we, Dalvin, on how he's been putting in the time into the game.
Indeed, and it's nice to see drivers putting in the time to improve and also provide some challenge, provide us some content to commentate about. But interesting as well, as always, some drivers, we've never seen their true potential until they truly, practice for a certain race. Perhaps this track might just be, suiting his driving style. Perhaps he just found something extra that his competitors couldn't. So let's hope he carries this form into the race as well, and maybe serves a treat.
Yeah, perhaps he will. Now we're on board Avi, who seems rather fast today, and so does Vex. So the two teammates looking incredibly fast out on track. We still got over just three drivers yet to set a lap time. Great to see a full racing grid out on track.
Oh yeah, 20 drivers in a new track. I can see the excitement. We pretty much had the same thing in Imola and Portimao. So, the drivers want to go out there and prove themselves. So why not just prove themselves in a new track? And seems like everyone has taken up the challenge. So yeah, 8 minutes to go in the short quali. I think we'll see some drivers setting their next lap time. Sicknick, who was in P2, now starts his second lap. So let's perhaps ride on board with him. Take a lap on this Jeddah Corniche circuit here in Saudi Arabia. Turn 1 and 2, nicely done. A little bit of a snappiness out of that corner. Heading into turn 4 and 5, very fast left right. Takes it a bit conservative, but does it cleanly. Understeers a bit, but manages to push the nose into the corner, and now he invalidates his lap. There goes his attempt. And he will be gearing up for another run.
Yeah, just like a bunch of the other drivers are themselves. Let's quickly switch to Avi, who's on a fast lap, but he's gone and validated it as well. Cuba Avi, perhaps?
It's a deja vu of France, isn't it? Like we ride on board with someone and they invalidate the lap.
Yeah,
It seems almost intentional that they're doing this, but we know it's not intentional. It's just luck.
indeed it is. Kuberabi goes second fastest. He was on the final corner when I hopped onto his POE, and yeah, second fastest. Probably a bit disappointed he's not driving for his team today.
Yeah, normally, if you say Cuba, by now I would have programmed into my mind that hey, it's McLaren.
Yeah.
But it's the other Mercedes power team, which is Aston Martin, who's driving for us. So
Yeah.
he's standing in for UT
Yeah.
today. And, well, we know Cuba, he can do some work. Perhaps he
Yes.
can help KDB as well. Or, maybe steal some show today, Cuba.
Perhaps. But one thing's for sure, it's gonna count for everything in the driver's title. Even though he did end up missing a few races, he is still in the top 10, if my memory serves me right, in the standings. So he'll be looking to score those points regardless. But yeah, Dub's time still unbeaten.
Yeah, a 127.7. I believe he is in the S section towards the end of Sector 1, setting his next lap time here. So let's have a ride on board with him. Does he improve on his lap time here? A bit shaky into the first sector here. Improves by just under a tenth in Sector 1. And now sends it on the left hairpin here. A big corner here, and he can really just push the limits on the exit. Seems to have done it just nicely, carrying good momentum. And then next corner here as well, a fast ride, and then a left comes up. Oh, runs a bit wide, and into the wall he goes. That
Yep.
will be the end of his lap.
Bit too close for comfort for a Dub. Kuberabi came across the line, couldn't better his own lap time, but I just want to mention Sector 2 all the way through Sector 2, Sector 3. I really like that part of the track. And hopefully we'll get to see some good wheel-to-wheel racing. Sector 3 lights up yellow as I say that. That's a slow-moving Alpine, I presume, Vic C56, or perhaps a Williams. No, RB Ferrello.
Making way for the drivers that are on the way. And speaking of drivers on the way, Big Manjo rounds up the last corner. He was up by a tenth on his best time, and rounding up the last corner, turns on the DRS and onto the straight, takes the shortest line, and he improved just by 2,000s there. 200s, almost 300s there. So not much of a gain there, but he still remains P4. Jumps him above Signic for now.
Yeah, Envy's coming around the final corner. He is the fastest out on track. Perhaps an even better lap time coming on the board.
Yep, already 4 tenths up, heading onto the start-finish line, and he goes 5 tenths ahead, takes pole position for now. Provisional pole position goes to Envy. What can Deb do in response?
Yeah, well, we were on board with Envy. We got Mr. Vex, who's ended up retiring from the session. Last time around, when he did end up retiring from the session, his lap time held firm in P10. Now it's at P8.
Yep, that's some level of confidence coming in from Mr. Vex, and also shows perhaps his dedication to the strategy, or commitment to the strategy. That would be the right thing to say. So probably dedicated to that medium tires to start off, and as always, it may pay off, it may not pay off, but then again, a lot of incidents here and there, and we'll see which driver has the best wits out there to take advantage of the strategy. And yeah, for now, Andre as well, the only other driver to qualify on the mediums, right on the brink of elimination, also retires from the session. So pretty confident with his time. Drunken Monkey would be the next one to challenge for that P10. Will he want to go though on a run on the softs into top 10?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm looking at a couple of these drivers perhaps voluntarily retiring in the pit from qualifying session early on. Is this the best way to go? You look at Vex and
I guess
Andre
so.
starting P8 and P10, they're going to be in the mix of probable chaos, can we say that, at race start?
Definitely. I mean, it's a very tight turn 1 and 2 and a very slow section, so everyone's gonna sense the opportunity.
Yeah, but we ride on board Signig. He's currently sits 5th fastest. He's in Sector 3. He's going to come across the final corner soon enough. Hopeful to beat his former teammate from Season 3, Big Manjo.
Yep, Signic runs up the last corner this time. Just pushing the limits there as well. A lot of time to be gained by pushing the track limits here. And takes the shortest line to the finish line. and he does not improve. I think he might have been on a slow lap here, and this might be his actual fast lap. And oh, Drunken Monkey just comes out ahead of Sicknick. That might have just put him off a little bit, but well, seems like the lap still goes on. Yep, the Mercedes seems to be on rails today, just pushing through the S section, the rear, stepping out on every corner that he goes through, but makes it through the first sector. What would be the split time? And he is up just very slightly, perhaps hindered slightly by the Red Bull coming out of the pits. Now on to running up this banked hairpin and onto the next left-right complex, which will lead into another set of straight. Just keeps it out of the wall, a little bit conservative. Now another flat out section here, a left, and then coming up next another right, and then immediately it's gonna be a short dab on the brakes, and then a left and a right straight away. Oh, and there we go, there is a car off the track. We hope everyone's fine there. And the third DRS zone is now activated. Sicknick running down towards the last corner of this track, brakes around the 75-meter board, brings the car into the apex. Nicely done there, and onto the DRS zone of the main straight. You can consider this as the third DRS zone or whatever, but across the line, Sicknick goes 128.4. He does not improve on his lap. Tight margins there, Sarthak.
Yeah, and we're going to see this continue. We're down to the last 2 minutes of short qualifying. Hopefully soon enough we'll see the likes of UK coming out on track. He hasn't set a lap time yet, and I'm a bit worried for him because, you know, we clearly know for a fact that not all races have gone his way. So hopefully he finds himself in the position he wants to be in. Who knows, maybe he wants to be at the back of the pack.
Indeed, and given the time that's remaining, less than 30 seconds to go, that's definitely not enough time to go out for an out lap. So UK will be starting P17 and without a time. Well, but other drivers are on track, definitely looking to go for some faster laps.
Yep.
We have the likes of Envy, Cuba Rabi as well, Derp, everyone out there to claim pole from each other. Envy steals the pole. He still has the pole, but Cuba Rabi improves to 127.540, only 5 thousandths away from Envy's pole time.
Yeah, and
great job there.
And he's invalidated his lap time, but if he stays out on track and attempts to start another lap, might have a shot at bettering his lap time. Who knows? Let's stay on board Derp. He's third fastest out on track. He had provisional pole for a brief moment in this session. Let's see if he can better that. Big man Joe Sicknick also out on track. Gouts ended up bettering his lap time ahead of Vex, so Vex finds himself in a McLaren sandwich of sorts, and Derp ends up retiring from the session on track. I think that's going to straight to the stewards.
Yep, I might have just got a glimpse of that. I was riding on board with him, considering he might have gone for a lap, but I think he just retired on track. And there's a Ferrari passing by and another Ferrari passing by. So let's hope nobody gets caught up with that AI car over there.
Yeah, on board Big Man Joe. He's on the main straight and won't be able to better his lap time.
Nah, stays in P4.
Yep.
Second row for him.
Yeah, which means that pretty much wraps up the qualifying for today. Envy finds himself yet again on pole position at the end of qualifying.
Yep, just by 5 thousandths there. QRB really looking good today. And well, from McLaren to Aston Martin, same for McLaren. I was going to say Ferrari engine, but it's still the Mercedes engine in the back of his car. Perhaps he's finding that car a little nicer to drive. Maybe looks nicer, or he had some extra training over here. So let's hope we get a spicy start. It's gonna be quite a short run into turn 1, and also it's a tight sector. Perhaps we will be looking for some first lap sends to gain some early positions.
Yeah, perhaps we will. And turn 1, turn 2, that is where we could expect some kind of squabble, or maybe a bit of probable chaos like I mentioned earlier on. But one thing's for sure, the driver is staying clear of the chaos. Perhaps his UK man Marcus, Baby Shumi and KDB not set lap time. KDB, Baby Shumi serving their quali bands respectively, and Mad Marcus in UK, both the Williams drivers not setting a lap time at all this qualifying session.
Yeah, perhaps some strategic planning has gone into their consideration, given that it is a street circuit with walls. So first lap, you can't discount discount any incidents from happening. So, well, if they have taken that into consideration, I guess it's probably a smart move to start from the back anyway. Well, the guys on the front though, I guess they will oppose the idea to start from the back, because over here, 3 DRS zones, which means you're gonna go back and forth with overtakes. If you can break away from the guy behind, you get a clear 1 or 2 seconds gap. I think that person is set up for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and lobby seems a bit sketchy. Or am I just too early to say that?
Well, let's not hope something wrong happens here, because, well, the timer has been stuck at 1 second for, well, more than a second.
Yeah.
So, looks like we will be getting some words from the drivers who are out on track. That might be on the agenda, but we'll update you guys on that very, very soon.
What do you think the chances are for the likes of RB Ferrero and Horning, Dalvin? We saw them go wheel to wheel at France in an intense battle. Dalvin, and we
Yes.
might just see them go wheel to wheel at race start. They've qualified P6 and P7.
Yeah, side by side again. But before that, I've just gotta say, beautiful driving by these two drivers in France, back and forth for about, I don't know, 6-7 laps till the end, and the amount of respect they've shown to each other, just perfect. But probably this will be the better track to leave enough space to each other, because there's no runoff like in France. It's complete opposite over here, where it's fully closed. So it would be nice to see them leaving enough space for each other, as well as hopefully every other driver on track takes that into their racecraft.
Turns out UK did end up saying a lap time of 1 minute 29.655. Unusual to see that, but yeah, he'll be starting P11. Dark Legacy also starting P14. One of the drivers we had high expectations of ahead of the season itself. So yeah, seems like we did have a bit of an issue with the lobby itself, but we're all good to go, folks. Soon enough, we'll have the 50% race distance race underway. 25 laps.
Yeah, hopefully it's dry. We've never seen rain in Jeddah as far as league race goes, when you said it dynamic weather, but it's not too far off. Let's probably just entertain the idea slightly, where there might be some amount of rain in the race, but if it happens, I think it's gonna turn this circuit from high speed to a really challenging one. Then again, we've never had rain in any of these desert circuits like Bahrain, Abu Dhabi as well. So I'm not expecting rain here, Satek, but you wanna put your bets on it?
I hope not. I'm no hater of the rain itself, and as I see my grading host, I think we will have a lobby restart soon enough. So folks, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon enough once we've got the new lobby up and running.
New lobby, let's go.
Folks, we're back, and apparently the lobby did have a tiny issue, but UK did end up saying a lap time he'll be starting P11, fair and square. We have a new lobby up and running for the race itself, 25 laps race. Davin, of course, we've stopped our habit of making predictions, but if you had a wild prediction to say about the race itself, safety car wise, maybe, or am I cooking something? A recipe of sorts for disaster for us in the comms box yet again.
Well, how many safety cars? I would say
No,
yes.
no, don't say. There you go. I don't
Too
want the
late,
likes.
sir, too late.
Yeah, we're asking for trouble at this point. But
That's all right.
But yeah, it's great to see some of these drivers in positions we wouldn't have expected them after last race, at least. With the likes of Sicknig in the top 5. Pretty sure we didn't expect that sitting in the comms box.
Well, it can quickly turn from P1 to P20 or the other way around if
sure.
drivers do not keep it safe. Yeah, let's not go into the realm once again, shall we? I think I've had enough of predictions and off-track excursion with some of the drivers.
Fair. And in chat, it's Rusty, Nish team principal of the in-game Alpine team, who says Envy doesn't need a teammate. But I think come the last couple of races in the season itself, he's going to wish his teammates scored more points because the McLaren boys seem pretty strong. Consistency is key, and they're getting it bang on every time, aren't they?
Yeah, and if they keep this up till the end of the season and pick up a few podiums here and there, I think they're looking good for that P1 in the constructors. Still early season, we're barely a third into the season as well. 2 thirds to go. Well, how many more races? I have lost count. Excuse my math because it's Sunday, but looks like drivers are all back. 20 drivers are already in the lobby, so I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
And weather seems to be dry. Looks like we're not getting any rain today.
And thank God for that. That's exactly what drivers would have hoped for. I'll fill you in there. 18 races if you include the Bahrain rerun in early January, which we'll be having. And yeah, I'm looking forward to each one of those 18, but especially this one because this is a new track. Not much time to practice maybe for some of these drivers. I know with the likes of Wix356, I was talking to him earlier on before the race itself, before qualifying, and he mentioned how he hadn't practiced until today morning. So maybe we'll get to see a few surprises. Maybe we'll see drivers on the back foot with regard to some of the relatively strong drivers out on track usually. But yeah, let's go. Race begins.
Yep. And as you said, little to no practice may not be the best thing, but coming into this race, well, you can take your time to find your footing throughout the laps. It's 25 laps, and it's pretty long lap as well, flat out. So every lap that you take, you're learning more and more of the circuit, and learning more and more of the car as well. So you will understand how the car reacts and whatnot. And if you can slowly improve lap by lap, perhaps it might just be looking good for solid race results. Maybe nothing extraordinary, but well, we never know, right? I mean, I've done some no practice races and I've gotten good results out of it. Some of the drivers may have it in them as well.
Yeah, in some cases that's more rewarding than the ones you actually practiced for, perhaps some would say. Regardless, a night race set to begin. Envy on pole and alongside him Cube Arabi. I'm pretty sure he's wishing right now that he was driving for his own team.
Yeah, and in the twilight of this Jeddah circuit, looks like every driver now. Let's quickly have a look at the race director for the tire strategy here. Interestingly, everyone on the track is going for the softs. I'm pretty sure some drivers would want to be starting on mediums as they have qualified on those. But if I'm right, yeah, there we go. Mr. Vex, the only driver in the top 10 who qualified on the mediums as Q short qualifying ended, and we're seeing a bit more drivers. Gouts, Mr. Vex, UK, Andre, and Dragon Monkey P9 to P13. 5 drivers in a row starting on the mediums, and they're surrounded by all the soft runners. They're gonna be hunted in the first few laps. Can they hold on as the formation lap gets underway? Tire hitting, weaving, everything starts.
A formation lap. I love the formation lap. And just as I say that, I'm getting word that it's RB Ferrero's birthday. He starts P6. Very happy birthday to RB Ferrero, and hopefully we'll see him on the podium out today.
Yep, and well, a podium will be a good birthday gift for him. He's starting in P6, so it's not too far away. As we have some disqualifications coming in the formation lap, it's Andre and UK. So probably someone's got into a bad start. Maybe tap someone clear wing, and there we go. These two drivers will be in the on the back foot when the lap 1 starts because cold tires on the mediums. Yeah, that's not the best recipe, isn't it?
Yeah, I look at their positions right now, P11 and P12. They're right in the middle, and they're starting on cold soft tires. I mean, I just hope.
Oh, mediums, Arthur.
Mediums. My bad.
Yeah. So they're gonna be swamped at the start.
Yeah, let's just hope there isn't too much chaos at the start in the midfield.
Yep. And seems like the medium runners are definitely getting a bit more worked up with their tires here. This will be their crucial start if they can maintain position at least for the first few laps and even gain some on the start. I think they would look to just stay in the DRS train, which might be a recurring theme throughout this race. And also back and forth overtakes. Let's hope for a lot of that. And well, it may go the complete opposite, but knowing our drivers here, they are for some overtakes.
Might just be the case, as Envy he's circled around the final corner and he's set to get on to his grid spot soon enough. I did see Big Man Joe slowing down incredibly. Maybe he wants everybody ahead to stay on their grid spots a bit more, grid box a bit longer, but regardless, everyone's lining up on their positions.
Yep, thankfully, well, to some extent, this game doesn't simulate tires cooling down when you're done with the formation lap. So even if you're the first driver on the grid, once you're in your once you're on your grid start box, the tire times do not drop until everyone is loaded. Everyone's in their grid box, and if there's some delay in loading in, that's where tire times tend to drop. But then again, looks like everything seems to be smooth sailing for the start. KDB lines up in P20 and we are good to go. Sarthak, let's go once again.
Yeah, Envy on pole position. RB Ferrero's birthday going into turn 1 and turn 2. It's anyone's guess what's going to happen, but it's green in Saudi Arabia. And Envy's gotten a brilliant start, but it's an Alpine at the back of the pack that's gone into the wall already. Kubarabi falls down 1 position and he's possibly holding up a couple of cars. It's a Red Bull gunning for position as Big Man Joe tries to line up alongside Kubarabi, fails to do so. Horning gets the jump on RB Ferrero as well. Both Big Man Joe and Kubarabi go off track in Sector 1.
Yeah, and Sarthak, KDB gets a pretty good launch. He's up to P11 now. And as he overtakes Mr. Vex down the inside in the S section, finishes. What a start by him.
Yeah, brilliant stuff by him, and I think we lost you halfway through, but staying on board Horning, he's on the gearbox of Sicknig, and KDB, he couldn't have wished for a better start, could he?
Yeah, starting from the back, quality band, I think this guy is prepared to do some overtakes. He has the Hamilton vibes. Let's see some more overtakes coming from him, but in the meantime, the top 4, they're just staying within each other, and the gaps don't look like they're gonna go away anytime. RB Ferrello, the first one on Horning. Might we see a repeat of France? Horning runs slightly wide. RB Ferrello senses an opportunity to battle his, well, overtaking partner from France, and looks like RB Ferrello might just be lining up for the move.
Yeah, but
last corner, can we see a dive?
But it's KDB making the dive around the outside. Of course, big contact with Dark Legacy, but he's got the position up in a P10. He goes.
Yep, 10 laps. I mean, 10 positions up for him. Pretty good start. And now RB Fellow on Horning. But there we go. Once again, side by side, these two go into turn 1. I love seeing these two drivers. And let's just look at that. A little bit
contact.
of tapping.
And I think
a little bit of tapping went there. And Horning's wide.
Yeah, and I think Andre got in the mix as well. He had contact with RB Ferrello yet again. And that's RB closing in as well. 4-way battle in the midfield.
Yeah, RB Fellow lost his position to Andre as he was returning the position to Honing, but now RB Fellow goes down the inside and oh no, he just misses it. So it's pretty difficult to go side by side here. But
Oh, we've had an incident. I think it involves Dark Legacy. And yeah, he's got no front wing.
yeah, and a virtual safety car has been called out. Baby Shumi now picks up a 5-second for collision with Dark Legacy. That's unfortunate for both these drivers because, well, you don't want to be picking up penalties early on.
Yeah, I have a hunch that'll be removed because I did see Dark Legacy go into the rear of Baby Shumi just before the virtual safety car came on. So I'm pretty sure that'll be removed. But I wonder what happened to Dark Legacy. Unfortunately, we don't have Richu here today. Or maybe we do. Hopefully he'll drop by. But yeah, Vix356 picks up a drive-through. And the VSC seemingly has gone off. But still no front wing for Dark Legacy. And he's out on track as he gets passed by the likes of Gameland Drunken Monkey.
Yeah, and like half a sector to go. I think Dark Legacy is in for a painful lap here back to the pits. Thankfully, it's only one more corner to go. I think he should be back into the pits very soon.
But midfield battle ahead, Dalvin, as UK comes on to the gearbox of KDB. He's got company for him, Wex, as Andre heads into the pits as well on the main straight. Could we see a possible move? We saw RB Ferrello within a second of Horning earlier on. That's extended for over a second now.
Yeah, Andre is in for a wing change and also fresh soft tires. So he will be back at the back of the grid. Let's have a look at this predicted strategy that has come up over the screen. Soft mediums and soft hard seems to be the agenda for today. Well, let's see which driver can nail the strategy. But up in front, gaps are starting down on KDB and UK fighting it out, and they're getting very close. UK there with DRS on KDB, sends it down the inside into the hairpin. And KDB will tuck in behind UK, but will KDB make a move back onto UK come the next DRS straight? Mr. Vex joins them as well.
Yeah, and Gouts is coming through as well. UK seems like he's in his element as he takes on the charge to RB Ferrero. He's not stopping.
Vex runs wide there. Vex run a little bit wide and Gouts slips down the inside to take the position. Now Baby Shumi takes the opportunity to get past Mr. Vex as well.
And yeah, Vix356 Sicknig racking up those 3-second time penalties already after multiple warnings. And Mr. Vex just might get one of his own if he doesn't adhere to track limits. The half a second gap stays strong between Envy and Derp for the race lead.
Yeah, but not to forget there is DRS and Derp is looking racy. That DRS pretty powerful over here. Envy, well, being the lead cover here, you're going to be losing a lot on the streets. But these two can just trade positions back and forth, I think.
Yeah. It's Big Man Joe and Kuberabi, Derp and Envy, RB Ferrell and Horning, all within half a second of each other. Quite the battles we have coming up as Mr. Vex heads into the pits.
Yeah, probably an early stop. Let me just quickly have a look on him. Mr. Vex
for the
is in for a wing change.
Yeah, but for the race lead, it almost seemed like Derp was going to line up alongside Envy. He's trying his best to hold him off for that much longer, but come the main straight, I have a hunch that he's going to go for it as they come along sector 2. He's keeping it within half a second of Envy. Derp, a brilliant job he's doing out on track.
Yeah, Derp flirting with the track limits and the walls there. Just slight brush onto the walls. Now into the hotel section. After this chicane is another DRS zone and Derp is well within a second. Let's see if he can nail it, and Envy seems like he has slightly worse exit. Derp gets the run on him. Does he want to do the overtake here? Because Envy will get the DRS onto the next straight. Look at this. Oh, Derp is lifting.
Yeah.
And there's a yellow in sector 3. Freeze has retired.
Oh, unfortunate for Freeze, the first retirement of this race. But yeah, smart play by Derp as he picks up slipstream as you'd expect him to. Goes alongside Envy on the main straight. We see the title contenders for that matter alongside each other, but it's Envy late braking into turn 1, holds on to that position.
I don't think it might have been late braking there. It might have been a illegal overtake warning because there is a yellow flag in the entire sector 1. So Derp doing rightfully so and returns the position to Envy. We'll just have another lap of battle then.
Yeah, clearly unfortunate for that sector 3 yellow flag coming up exactly when we could have seen a brilliant battle of sorts. And as it sits, Big Man Joe did end up getting the move done on his closest competitor Kuberabi, and he's up in a P3.
Fellow now onto Signic. P5, P6 and 7, RB Fellow goes down the inside of Signing and Signing concedes the position. RB Fellow into the banked hairpin, takes P6 for now.
On a charge on his birthday, no less, he'll take the fight to Horning, but a virtual safety car is out on track.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. Seems like, well, I don't really see anyone slowing down on track.
Could it
Perhaps.
Could it be a late virtual safety car for Freeze's incident? No, Mam Marcus is DNF'd. Mam Marcus is out of this race. And which part of the track is that? Sector 3.
Sector 3 looks like it, but the game is not showing us, as always. A VSC, perhaps anyone would like to chance it on a tire change. Well, there are some drivers coming through the first sector. Envy continues. Derp continues as well. Big Man Joe, will he chance it though? No, he stays out as well.
We see Mam Marcus with a broken front right, I presume. Yeah, that is the end of his race, evidently. Sector 1, 2 and 3 light up yellow. Unusual for sure, but are we back racing? It seems like it, doesn't it? As UK gets a position as Sicknick heads into the pits.
Yeah, so virtual safety car is gone now, so any driver who wanted to make the stop probably lost their window. Then again, Sicknick, is he carrying some kind of a damage though? He seems to be unharmed, relatively quick pit stop there. So Sicknick will be out on the mediums. He will be looking to do 20 laps on the mediums till the end. So bold strategy here, and perhaps a great call to avoid all the battling that's going up front. But now he has to chase Andre, who's on fresh softs as well.
On a charge, Week 356 picks up a 3-second time penalty. Derp closes in on the likes of Envy. Yet again, we see them going into Sector 3, well within half a second of each other.
Yep, and again coming out of the hotel section onto the back straight. Derp gets a good run with DRS. Envy seems to be, not challenging into the corner. Derp is lifting off again once again. Look at these boys. They're just, battling enough for DRS over here. Derp might just want to get the overtake done onto the pit straight here. Now Envy defends the inside, knowing that it's powerless to defend on this straight. Derp takes the lead for once, and perhaps he'll be looking to pull away. Let's see in the coming laps, will Envy be able to stick with him? Will Derp be able to pull away? And as we see some more battles coming onto the pit straight here, RB Fellow closing up on Horning. Well, these two can't be separated on the track.
Yeah, all over again, just like the French GP. They're well within half a second of each other, but it's Gouts on Baby Shumi. Last time around it was Baby Shumi on Gouts, but this time Baby Shumi is going to hold on to that position of P8, and Gouts will have to bide his time even more so.
Yep, and looks like onto the last corner here. Oh, Drunken Monkey is going for an attack on KDB. KDB has made his first pit stop quite early, presumably during the VSC, the first VSC, and he is now under attack by Mr. Wax as well. Oh, Drunken Monkey gets overtaken by Mr. Wax. Down the inside he goes. Takes P15 away from Drunken Monkey.
There you go, Mr. Wax going up a position.
Derp and Envy. Oh, coming out of the hotel section, Derp just defends his line there. Stays ahead, but now Envy is the DRS. So, well, it's going to be back and forth for a few laps here. This is Jeddah. 3 DRS zones. This is what we have been waiting for, and this is what we are getting. Another overtake probably coming onto the pit straight. Derp and Envy now seemingly working together to pull away from Big Man Joe behind by doing this back-to-back overtakes. Seems to be working for them. Can Big Man Joe respond? As he's under attack from Cuba. Abi down into turn 1. Cuba Abi goes down the inside with DRS. Takes a racing line once again and cleanly gets the move done. Oh, but he runs slightly wide. Big Man Joe, can you get a better exit? No is the answer.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from the likes of Kubarabi. He's up in a P3, the position he started from. But yeah, I can't imagine what's going through his head.
Horning has been overtaken by RB Fellow on the pit straight. Now, well, we might have just missed that. I want to stick on board with these two boys for a lap or two. Sarthak? Yeah. I'm gonna look out for some overtaking battles between these two. Do let me know.
Yeah, for sure. And two drivers, as you say, that head into the pits. Should be an opportunity for KDB as he lines up a move on to Mr. Wex. Side by side, they go on the main straight and into turn 1. It's KDB up another position.
Yep, on the new hard tires, Mr. Wex probably not so pacey today, or might have just had a bad run
Oh.
to lose such amount of positions to the hard runner.
Yeah.
And as we see some drivers coming out of the pits, Gouts makes his pit stop, Gameplay as well. Drunken Monkey also into the pits now. So early calls coming in from some drivers.
And in sector 3, side by side they go yet again. The front two runners is Dub. Just holds back as you would expect him to. And the final corner. And on the main straight, they're going to switch yet again. Ooh.
Derp, weaving slightly dangerously there. Derp, you don't want to be doing too much. Oh, that was Envy who was waving, my bad.
Yeah.
But a little bit hairy there into there.
It almost seemed like he was headed into the pits.
And Big Street
quite the cheeky one.
Retired. Let's ride on board with Gouts and Andre. Andre, can we see if anything happen on the track? Looks like
there you go. Front right, almost the same. Yeah, a bit of a similar incident as that of Mad Marquez's. So yeah, that's the end of the race for Vix 356. Unfortunate for him, 3 drivers have retired, but on lap number 9, the race continues. Envy and Derp fight for that lead with Arabian and Big Man Joe probably not so close behind.
Yep. P1, 2, 3 and 4,
but
5 and 6 all.
Honing and RB Ferrero yet again. And just like that P5, he goes up in a P5, Honing.
Yeah, and RB Ferrero will be looking to get the overtake done once again. Coming out of the hotel section, which is just coming up after this section. It's a flat out section here, and then another flat out section there. Like George Russell says, flat here, flat there.
On sector 3, Envy is closing in on Derp. Tries to line up alongside of him, but he's going to hold back just like Derp did last time around. Probably peek down the inside, perhaps, Envy. He is, but he's not going to get anything done. And as I say that, probably a best time to mention, Honing did rack up a penalty as Envy heads straight into the pits. We've got a retirement. KDB, sector 2.
Yeah, let's ride on Bobby Andre. Oh no, looks like KDB might have just binned it coming out of this fast banked hairpin. Oh no, and a full safety car is out, and guess who was the first driver to dive? Even before the safety car came in, it was Envy. Now will he get a jump on Derp coming out of this safety car? Well, it's interesting to see. Cuba picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That will set him back after the restart.
You can't make this up. On lap number 9, KDB retires with a front right wheel damage in the front wing as well. Disaster for him.
Yep, and looks like the safety car has come out on the perfect time for the soft runners. You can take the mediums now till the end, which they will definitely want to be doing. And likes of Derp, Cubabi and Big Man Joe, they only 3 left up in front. I think they're gonna be losing positions to Envy right here because the safety car has been out and they have been caught out by the Delta. So Envy, let's see if he can close up some gap while maintaining his speed under Delta. UK, RB Fellow who has made his stop as well, and Honing 5 and 6 and 7 now they are. And let's just hope these two boys continue to serve us some overtakes for the rest of the race. 15 laps remaining, safety car is out. Sarthak, what's happening with the penalties there? It's a lot of penalties we've been seeing throughout the race.
Yeah, precisely, and it's with 10 laps only done. It's definitely not something you want to rack up this soon, especially when you're in positions which involve you having quite the battles. Like Honing, for example, he's got just a 3-second, mind you, and he's behind RB Ferrero. He finds him behind RB Ferrero. Rabi, a probable podium position. He's got a drive-through to his name. Not the greatest of things to have right now. Otherwise, the rest of the drivers with penalties all have 3 seconds. But then again, early laps. Dalvin, we're still on lap number 11.
Yep, lap number 11 it is, and Derp now once again resumes the lead as he is out ahead coming after the safety car. So, well, he might have preserved his lead, but can he preserve it for the rest of the race? With the number of overtakings that we have seen, the DRS is just so powerful over here. And, I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing anyone try to break away from the pack. If anything, might just bunch everyone up come lap 13, I guess.
Perhaps we just might see that happening. Let's stay on board Envy as the safety car resumes, and I think Drunken Monkey will do his best to catch up with the safety car queue. Him and Avi need to do a lot of catching up. Other than that, folks watching, make sure you drop in the chat at the safety car restart who you think will be the one in prime position to get a position or two.
Yep, and seems like Avi has been disconnected as well. His car is looking like it's ghosted slightly. So let's hope he is back in time. And his AI has put him on the hard tires. Not sure if that would be the best way to go around this track after looking at what happened to KDB. These hard tires, while they may be very durable around here, they're not the best tires to give you the grip on this high-speed circuit. So everyone else on track now on the mediums, which is, well, quite expected strategy-wise. Only Dark Legacy in P12 is on 7-lap all hard tires. Drunken Monkey, the odd one out, the only one driver on 2-lap all soft. So perhaps it'll be looking to make another quick pit stop to maybe just get some fresh tires for the restart.
Davin, guess what? Gouts and UK are on 10-lap old mediums, and look at the position where UK is running. He's running real close to the front runners. He's running up in a P3. What a climb he's had. He's made up 8 positions since a race start, and we're still on lap number 12. Probably the halfway point of the race itself.
Yeah, probably spoke a little too early. UK now dives into the pits immediately, so looks like he is going for the soft tires. Wow, UK bold strategy there. 13 laps on the softs. I think he can make it till the end. Can he keep it clean though?
A question which will be answered in the laps to come as safety car continues to stay out on lap number 12. Probably at the end of this lap we'll see it go in. But Dub leads this race. Envy close behind, Kuberabi, Big Man Joe, and RB Feller to wrap up the top 5 with Horning close behind. That battle is going to ensue, and I can't wait to see it ensue all the way to lap number 25.
Yeah, I think the big loser out of this safety car might just be Gouts over here, who is stuck on track with 11 lap old. Okay, I've got to stop that thought. Baby Shumi had just had a collision with Andre and was riding on board with UK, and I just saw that happening right in front of my eyes. So, wow.
You seem shook.
I was gonna say something else, and then and 2 cars went spinning. So, well, it happens. Just another day in BRL Ring Racing.
Perhaps. But yeah, Sicknick finds himself in a McLaren sandwich. I wonder what the team will call for there, because he is a competitor for position right now out on track, so they wouldn't want him messing with a team result, a good strong team result, which they're set for at McLaren. Gouts and Andre.
Yep. Gouts, speaking of him earlier, before we were cut off by the spinning Mercedes or Baby Shumi, now Gouts is on the 11 lap all medium tires as safety car will be in this lap. Well, he definitely have to hope that there's another safety car down the road so that can bail him out and he can jump on the softs. But the question is, can his medium tires hold up against the fresher tires around him, and especially with the likes of UK on fresh soft tires? Well, these medium runners better be careful.
Yeah, and as they come across the final corner, it's Dub starting off that safety car restart on the main straight. Envy probably not that close behind anymore, and Kuberabi over 2 seconds, that gap between him and Envy. Big Man Joe has a 3-second gap to the likes of the leader itself, and we'll stay on board these front runners. No change of positions yet, but come the sector 2, I just wonder.
Yep, Gouts have now let Andre through, presumably team orders there. Andre on the fresher tires. Wall chase on Sicknick now. Driver to look out the UK. Picks up a 3-second penalty for a corner cut there. But now look at this with the speed. He's carrying the fresh softs already on the gearbox of Dark Legacy. Dark Legacy running on the 9-lap all hard tires. UK is looking very, very spicy today. He's out for some revenge, some overtakes. He will send it around the outside, looks like it. And he goes around the outside. Oh, just so close. Dark Legacy covers the inside. But how long though? There's another fast sector coming where UK's tires will give him the advantage that he needs. Gameplay now drops to P16.
Oh, incredibly close. UK is getting to Dark Legacy. I was just going to say I'm going to jump off my seat, worrying about a possible collision, but it's wheel to wheel. UK and Dark Legacy through Sector 2 as they go, but it's UK who picks up that position, evidently so, with those fresh softs.
Yeah, and look at that. UK just pulls away on that soft. Dark Legacy has nothing in response, and up next will be Gouts. Will he be susceptible to UK's attack? Come this next pit straight, looks like he might just be UK. So much more confident under brakes. Closes up all the gap, and look at the exit that he has gotten from out of this. Gouts now just a sitting duck with DRS. No DRS just yet, but just slipstream and battery power. Gouts now is forced to defend the outside, but looks like he's not fighting this, knowing that UK is on a different strategy.
There you go, up at a P8 he goes. It's UK in a McLaren sandwich of sorts now. Let's stay on board. The front runners is Derp and Envy. Their gap well within a half a second of each other. Andre is closing in as well on Sicknig and Davin. I hope you aren't talking because I can't hear a single thing out of you.
I'm back. No worries.
Great. Yeah, let's stay on board Envy because I bet the race lead's gonna trade hands quite a few times in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, and looks like well, they might be trading positions, and guess who else is going to be trading positions? RB Fellow and Mr. Honing. P4 and 5, they're going to battle it out. Will they want to work together this time to go for that podium, or will they continue their fronts stand out and continue to do this? But Envy now pulls alongside with Derp into the last corner. There we go, side by side they go. Ooh, just a little bit of tappy there, and Envy gets out ahead.
Yeah, but probably not the greatest thing some would say, as Derp tucks right behind Envy, gets the slipstream he needs, trying to go alongside Envy and into turn 1. Who's going to be the latest of the breakers? It's Envy. He holds on to the race lead.
Yeah, Envy takes the early apex there, covers the corner, and should be safe, presumably, for the next few corners around this whole S section. Now, drivers that are swapping positions though. UK now up into P7, right behind Andre he is.
Oh, Wex and Gouts find themselves almost going alongside each other, so close.
So close to each other, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and Gouts somehow holds on to P9 as Wex rank P10, still keeping it within half a second, and it's Andre.
Andre has... Oh, he just spun in front of UK, and Andre has retired. Oh, and looks like Gouts, your wish might have just come true. Safety car is out. He might just be boxing for the sauce right now.
Yeah, Andre lost the front wing and he has retired in sector 2. And that's the end of his debut race. Unfortunate for him, having such a tough debut race. They were set for a good team result, but things might have just worked out for his teammate.
Yeah, well, McLaren probably might be in mixed feelings right now if we are in the chat. Andre has DNF after tapping the wall, hitting the wall, his tires gone off, and now Gouts might just benefit from that. As we are seeing some drivers probably contemplating what to do on this safety car. There are some drivers on all the tires like Dark Legacy who definitely want to get rid of those hearts. Envy has taken the jump and he's into the pits. So Derp stays out, Big Man Joe stays out as well. RB Fellow and his compatriot Honing is out as well. UK is gonna stay out as well. So and gets a wing change, interestingly there. So might that have been the reason why he was not able to keep up with Derp? Before the safety car came out. We'll see shortly, as Envy might just have to do some work here to regain the lead. Less than 10 laps to go. I don't think it's too far-fetched, given that the softs have a pretty big advantage on the mediums and everyone else ahead being on all the tires. Well, Derp, he has his advantage right now. He has track position, but Envy has the tires and the speed to cut through the field.
Yeah, he is down in P11. Quite the charge.
I was just gonna say, perhaps this might just be the opportunity for birthday by RB Fairlow now, who's up into P3. Well, will they want to work together to secure 2 and 3 for RB Fellow and Honing? Big Man just right in front of them. And, well, if anything's to say, I think Deb might just pull away on the safety car restart like he did just now. What do you think?
Well, I'd say Derb's in a much more comfortable position now. Yes, he's got Big Man Joe to worry about. Will Big Man Joe put up the kind of the level of fight Envy did? I'm sure he will. And how Derp will react to another competitor on his gearbox all the time is something we're yet to see. And I should mention, what are the odds the race going in favor of Dark Legacy? He's on 12 lap old hards out on track. He's at lap number 16. What say you, Darwin?
Yeah, and interesting choice by Dark Legacy, who has not decided to get rid of those hard tires just yet, because it's only 9 laps to go, and soft tires will make it till the end easily, but he has decided to stick on the hards since lap 3 and 4. And well, this might just come back to bite him at the end, because everyone around him, well, at least the soft runners are going to make it. I'm not sure if the medium runners are going to be able to make it though. So interesting to see if he has the pace to keep up at the end, or even on the safety car restart.
Something else to mention is definitely Gout's on fresh set of softs, so he's going to tuck right behind Envy and making every move he does, hopefully, hoping to get ahead of each driver quicker than usual, I'm sure. Envy's got his teammate almost close to him, Gambler, but he's on a fresh set of mediums, mind you. And Arabi is right behind on a fresh set of softs. Avi goes in and pits for a new set of softs, I presume. He is coming out as well. Will catch up to the safety car queue as well. Fresh set of softs. All these drivers, they're going to be on a charge, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think the one driver who will be very eager to get up to into podium position is UK, up in P5 right now with soft tires. Everyone else around him on the mediums. We have seen what he has done in the last few laps on the first safety car restart. He has cut his way through using the tire advantage. He's not going to back out of this podium position. And I predict, well, I can predict so much, but let's see if UK can convert this opportunity into a podium position or even a win.
Yeah, and who's to say he can't? And as we stay on board UK, he's got Sicknig, Mr. Wex for company right behind, and Dark Legacy, Baby Shumi, Drunken Monkey. It's great to see some of these drivers who you wouldn't see ending up in the top 10, hoping for a good team result, especially rightfully so the in-game Red Bull team, well within top 10 of each other. Maybe Drunken Monkey will lose a position or two to the fresh, soft runners. But yeah, the safety car is still out on lap number 17. They're in for one hell of a lap at the safety car restart, and a few more laps after. Safety car in this lap.
There we go. Safety car in this lap. So after this, we'll only have 8 laps to go. Am I right? Yes. 8 laps of racing, and it will be shootout till the end to see which of these drivers on differing tire strategies can they make it till the end. Can they hold on at the end, or can they pull an advantage early on and secure the advantage? Safety car restart. Almost done. Dub once again pulls off into the distance. Big man Joe not letting him run away.
Horning on the gearbox of RB Ferrello. Obviously couldn't line himself alongside of RB Ferrello, but will stay on the gearbox of his that much longer. And they got UK to worry about, these two. So if they do continue to battle with each other, much like France, things aren't going to go their way. Arabi up position already at the back of the pack, up in a P13, and it's Envy closing in on the likes of Drunken Monkey and Baby Shumi.
Yeah, a 3-man train here, and looks like Envy is getting the worst end of it, but he goes down the inside of Drunken Monkey, gets the overtake done, and is up into P10. Next up, Baby Shumi for him.
Yeah, and up ahead it's UK getting the move, lining up a move on the likes of Horning. Just holds back that much longer as they enter through Sector 2, all within half a second of each other, or just within a second of each other. It's Envy, back to Envy as he closes in on Baby Shumi.
Yeah, and Envy is definitely looking feisty here. He's closing the gap. He's gonna get the move done, and he's ahead before the hotel section. But no, Baby Shumi somehow has gotten through. Perhaps an illegal overtake there or something? Oh no, maybe Envy's just waiting for the DRS.
Back to
just the slipstream.
Yeah, back to UK as Horning tries to get alongside RB Ferrello on the final corner. Come the main straight, I just wonder if he can pick off 2 positions in one. RB Ferrello pulling to the left hand side, 3 abreast on the main straight. Horning, RB Ferrello and UK, and it's UK who jumps 2 positions. He's up in a P3. Horning's trying to come back, and he dives down the inside of turn 1. He stays alongside UK for that much longer, and will he have the position? No, he'll not. Denied by UK, who runs P3.
Yeah, what an opportunistic move by UK to pick off these two drivers, and now UK sets its sight on Big Man Joe, and he's looking racy here for the win. Come on, UK buddy, you can do this for once. We are on your back. Go get those two.
Yeah, Sector 1 lights up yellow. I wonder why, but it's Envy on the tail of Mr. Wex. And that's through Sector 1 as they go. Mr. Wex had a moment, went off track. Envy's up at a P8. It charges all through the field as down the inside goes Dark Legacy, I presume, on not on Envy. My apologies. I think it was Vex on Guts, or it could have been Kuberabi who's lost it and he's down into P14.
Yep, and Cuba Abi is the one that is bringing out the yellow flags down in Sector 2. And, well, not Big Man Joe, Drunken Monkey has caught up to him as well. Gout somehow gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We'll definitely want to get that reviewed. And, well, talk about battles. UK now catching up within a second and a half of Big Man Joe. And Big Man Joe not letting Deb get out of his sights either.
Yeah.
DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. Let's see if any of these drivers can make an extra move with the DRS assistance.
Oh, team orders in the in-game Haas team. Perhaps Azavi goes up a position and gets ahead of Vex. God's got an easy pass on Vex, so evidently that call was made. Back to the front runners soon enough, as Avi doesn't seem like he's set for a possible move on Gouts. Abi Ferrello perhaps, birthday boy?
Well, RB Fellow now right behind Horning once again. These two, I think they have something discussed all the way from France. They want to just battle it out on track. And Dark Lexi has retired. Oh no, what happened to him? Those hard tires. Safety car. Another safety car has been called. Holy man. Oh,
on the left-hand side.
Man.
Yeah, on the left-hand side of the track in Sector 1, Dark Legacy. Quite a similar incident as the rest of the drivers faced. No front right, into the wall he went, no front wing either. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Safety car out on track. What do you reckon?
Just right on board with Drunken Monkey perhaps to see what happened there. Because we are coming towards the end of Sector 1 here.
Oh.
Safety car is out and Drunken Monkey passes the safety car, which allows him to rejoin the track.
Yeah, it seems like Dark Legacy has been cleared. Yeah, he has.
Yep.
But yeah, we caught that just for our viewers for a brief amount of time. And Drunken Monkey has a lot of time to make up for and catch the safety car queue. 5 laps left, and I'm gonna go on a long shot here and say on lap number 21 the safety car will come in, so we'll get 4 laps of racing.
Well, let's hope it's 4 or even 3. Someone who would be happy to stay out is Gouts right now because he does have a drive-through to serve. But given that the safety car is out right now, if the safety car goes in on lap 22 or 23, we'll have 3 laps of racing remaining and he does not have to serve that drive-through. But instead it will be added to his finishing time. So choose your poison, Gouts. Choose it very carefully because your race ending results will be decided by your decision. But then again, right in front of him is Envy. Well, he's looking to make a quick comeback as well in this second safety car, third safety car for the matter of fact.
Yep. 8 lap old softs and a safety car this late into the race. Things are possibly playing into the hands of UK. He's running P3. He's got 3-second time penalty to worry about, but so does the driver right behind him, Horning. So RB Ferrello probably in contention for the likes of podium. Too early to say with 3 or even 4 laps of racing left into the Saudi Arabian GP of Season 5.
Yep, and seems like Gouts has disconnected, which is causing some level of a mess. And some driver, UK now has collided with Horning. I'm presuming it's the other way around. Horning has run into the back of UK, which gives both of them some 5-second penalties. Derp and Big Ben Joe as well have collided with each other. So both of them pick up another 5-second penalty. That's definitely going to the stewards after this. Well, as things look, RB Fellow might just win it on track. Pre-penalty removal. That might just be a birthday present that he will take. I wouldn't be too fussed about that.
Yeah, but the 5 seconds, Dalvin, let's quickly be a little bit, let's put on our stewarding hats and quickly decide, what do you reckon, those 5 seconds fair?
Well, we know how, the game can be a little bit stupid, let's put it that way, when it comes to giving out these unnecessary 5-second penalties for allegedly severe collisions when it's just tire tapping or wing bumping. And drivers are really not keen to, serve these penalties under the safety car or even in the pits. But given that they're going to be running till the end, it's an easy removal for them. So, well, it also depends if if someone actually run into the back of someone else. So stewards will definitely want to be looking on both perspectives before deciding if the penalty is eligible to be removed. But then again, assuming penalties will be removed, up still would keep his P1 for now.
Yeah, and let's hold on to that as our provisional results. Let's make sure those time penalties are removed eventually. Hopefully, we'll find out regardless. But if Dub does cross the finish line first, he'll probably be the race winner. Neither Dub or Big Man Joe had any kind of penalty until that bit of a moment with Gouts disconnecting and whatnot. And yeah, UK had his 3 seconds. Horning had his 3 seconds. RB Ferrello none as it stands still.
Yeah, it just goes bad to worse for the McLaren team, because now Gouts is stuck in P14 with a drive to serve and he's on the medium tires. So his AI has not done him any justice, as more drivers weaving to get some temperature into the tires, making mistakes and hitting each other into the end of, well, not the end of the sector, not the end of the track yet. It's just the banked hairpin where it's the opposite end of the starting line.
Yeah.
You can just look at these drivers. Look at them just weaving, getting some final amount of temperature into the tires, because they know this last 3 laps it's gonna be a straight out shootout, all about the straight line speed and the battery power, and how much do you want to risk it for every single point position here.
Precisely, and hopefully my telemetry isn't too messed up of any sort, because it just it says everybody's got 100% battery power, or am I wrong?
Well, they might just be on 100% battery power. They will need it at the start, so yeah, it looks like it is good.
Yeah. Alright, and in Sector 3, everybody's gonna bunch up together, as Dope would like. Big Man Joe getting a little feisty, trying to come alongside of the race leader.
Side by side. There we go.
UK just cautiously
This time,
waiting.
I think. Oh, Dub gets a good getaway once again.
Big Man Joe trying his best to close in as well. UK horning RB Ferrero to follow Sicknig, and Envy as well on the gearbox of Sicknig lines up alongside of him. It's the first move after safety car restart down the inside into turn 1. Envy's up in a P6, folks, and he's not gonna stop. RB Ferrero and Horning go side by side in sector 1. They stay side by side, staying on board Envy.
Not where you want to go side by side.
Oh,
Envy.
oh no, disaster!
The positions.
Disaster for both Horning and RB Ferrero. Bad to worse for the likes of RB Ferrello as he tumbles down the order. RB Ferrello 14 finds himself running P14.
Oh well, not a way you want to end the race on your birthday, but looks like Horning is not too far off from trouble either. He is suffering from damage now, or perhaps Horning has let RB Ferrello through. Just some game sequencing coming from these two. Horning seems to have just crashed into the wall, called it a day, and he's retired. Well,
disaster.
That's the end of Horning's race. Perhaps taking blame for that collision.
7 retirements.
Yeah.
7 retirements already, and lap number 23. The race is on, however, in the top 3, all within a second of each other, and the midfield as well. Kubarabi is closing in on the likes of Baby Shumi as the front runners go along to sector 3 and come along the final corner. It's Kubarabi on Baby Shumi soon enough, and on the main straight I don't think we'll see a possible move or two. Or will we, as UK?
UK's lining up a move on Big Man Joe for P2 over here. UK side by side. Can he get the move done? Oh, Big Man Joe goes around the outside. Gets the inside into turn 2 entry, but will UK get a better exit? No, seems like Big Man Joe has covered it, but that has invited Envy now into the mix.
Yeah, and this is playing into the hands of Dub. Look at that gap. It's extended over 1 second now between Dub and Big Man Joe. So he's clear for
another yellow in sector 1.
He's clear for a provisional race win, perhaps. And as you bring that yellow up, Envy has a penalty of his own, but UK on the gearbox of Big Man Joe as they go through sector 2. Through that long left-hander, as you mentioned earlier, and UK is gonna stick to that gearbox of Big Man Joe's.
Yep, P2 is definitely on the horizon over here, but Dub, as you have mentioned,
UK loses red.
Has lost it.
No,
No.
not like that.
And gets a
UK.
nasty reset to track that will not help his case either.
On lap number 24, he's lost one of his end plates and he tumbles down the order to P6. Not too bad, still not out of the race. Will continue.
Yep, and as Avi is disconnected though, still keeps his P4. Envy now finds himself on the
Gamler,
rear gearbox.
quite the bold move by Gamler at the back of the pack on Mr. Wex. Side by side as they went, but Gamler up in a P7. What a move by him.
Yeah, and well, it's not gonna end very, very soon. One lap to go. DRS is enabled at the end of this lap, so drivers would have 3 more attempts with DRS to overtake their rivals on track.
Yeah,
And first one will be Envy on Big Man Joe.
all 3 sectors just lit up purple for Envy, quickly snatched away by the likes of Avi though, who's not that close behind to Envy, but he's gonna stick to Big Man Joe's gearbox, hoping to pick off that position before the final corner. Envy.
Yep, Drunken Monkey has made a move meanwhile on Baby Shumi. Up into P9, Drunken Monkey goes. Now up in front though, look at Envy. Right on the gearbox of Big Man Joe. Looks like Envy has planned this all out. He's taking the P2 for now. Big Man Joe sticks by his side.
Oh
no!
no! Disaster!
On is out of the race.
No, final lap. Big Man Joe running P2 in the top 3 the whole race. Has a nasty bit of contact and into the wall he went. No front wing, no front right. Sector 2 lights up yellow. And Dop, he's clear. He's got clear air. A battle which went into disaster. Unfortunate for the likes of Big Man Joe. Envy up in a P2.
Signic now in P4 senses an opportunity to overtake Avi, who is disconnected. So, well, Signic, go for it. The podium is up there for you. Oh no, and he runs wide slightly at the hairpin.
Regardless, it's Derp around the final corner. We could say this is provisional, but on the main straight, he's driven quite the race. Probably not from pole, but he gets it done regardless. It's a race victory for Derp, regardless of what it says on the board. And not his first one at that, and not his last one either.
Yep, and Avi, who is unfortunately disconnected, crosses the line in P3. Signic takes the P4. UK though recovers to take P5. Gambler now gets promoted as well. And with all the penalties coming in, I think we've confused ourselves with the final finishing position.
But we've got it done pretty well. I think we can provisionally say Derp is the race winner. Envy comes P2 as long as not too many incidents being reported on his behalf, accusing him of anything, and Avi did, rightfully so, pick up that podium perhaps.
Yep, and well, driver of the day goes to Gambler, who makes his debut for the Ferrari team. Not his debut in BRL though, and I think the Ferrari team would be happy to at least claim a P2 and a driver of the day. So, good showing from the Ferrari. Yep. And good race from Derp as well. As always, I think he has turned up in the last few races and really putting on some challenge up in front.
Yeah, definitely his second race win in the league so far for Derp. And yeah, this is going to mean everything for his driver's title contention with Envy, with the likes of Envy, who's well over 100 points already. Avi finds himself, surprisingly enough, on the podium, as just an incredibly unfortunate race for the likes of Big Man Joe in UK. To think all that turned out to be the way it was in the last couple of laps.
Yep, and as we've seen a little bit of tap, and there's no way to run away. And well, that might have rhymed, but I don't think the race results will be rhyming with the drivers. Those who have DNF'd from collisions and mistakes, they'll be probably looking to get back to the drawing board and come back stronger in the next race.
Yeah, Avi picked up the Thunder Lap at the very end of the race, and with that we can leave it there. A very happy birthday to Abi Ferrero yet again for the bunch of y'all who stayed till the very end of the race, the Saudi Arabian GP of Bwoah Racing League Season 5. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next weekend for the race itself. Cheers, Dalvin.
Yes, Sarthak, and goodbye.